For months, citizens pour their weekends, their hard-earned money, and their emotional energy into a high-intensity national spectacle. They buy the merchandise, wear the colors, and fiercely debate online. They do this because they hold a desperate, unyielding belief that electing the right personality will act as a top-down rescue mission to finally dismantle a corrupt system. Then comes election night. When the victory is called, the electric release of tension sweeps the nation. The crowd celebrates, genuinely believing the cavalry has arrived to save the republic. Fast forward 12 to 24 months. The national debt hits new trillion-dollar records. Federal agencies expand their budgets and regulations. The political establishment operates exactly as it did before. The initial euphoria evaporates into a post-election hangover. The voter is left with a crushing sense of betrayal and a bitter cynicism toward Washington. They realize, entirely too late, that they placed their faith in a distant office instead of in their own power. This cycle of hope and betrayal is the mechanical result of modern politics' primary deception, the myth of the savior leader. Hit that subscribe button right now to get more unfiltered deep dives into how the world actually works. Sticking around for the rest of this video will dismantle the structural myths that keep the public waiting for a rescue from the top. To break out of this cycle, we have to strip away the regal mythology surrounding the presidency. The executive branch is not a monarchy. The person sitting behind the resolute desk is simply the CEO of a multi-trillion-dollar corporate political conglomerate. This diagram shows how that system actually operates. At the top, you have a single executive figure. Below them is a massive, unmoving web of millions of unelected administrative bureaucrats, intelligence operatives, and entrenched lobbyists who outlast every single election cycle. This permanent bureaucracy functions as a mechanism of systemic inertia. If a disruptive directive comes down from the top, the system simply absorbs, stalls, or neutralizes it until the current administration cycles out. It is exactly like a captain trying to steer a massive ocean freighter that has a jammed rudder. Because this federal apparatus cannot be reformed from the inside, the savior leader is structurally impotent. Pouring your civic hope, time, and money into national politicians is a total waste of your personal resources. Since the president cannot actually change the system, the ruling syndicate uses the national stage as an arena of illusion. It is a managed theatrical production that pacifies the public by swinging a pendulum between opposing personalities, keeping voters completely distracted. To manufacture your consent, the syndicate relies on a psychological mechanism. This flowchart illustrates a three-step cycle known as the Hegelian dialectic. Step 1 is the problem. The system creates a crisis, dominating headlines to generate mass panic. Step 2 is the reaction. The fearful public demands that someone do something, signaling their willingness to trade freedom for safety. Step 3 is the solution. The establishment steps in with a pre-planned law that permanently shrinks individual sovereignty. The syndicate uses this fear to channel public energy into tribal blindness. By forcing individuals to choose between two managed sides, they ensure the population is too busy severing real-world relationships and excusing corruption on their own team to ever look at the system itself. The political syndicate deliberately keeps the population stressed, angry, and cheering in the spectator stands. A divided, distracted people are simply too exhausted to build their own parallel structures of power. History does not record a single instance where a corrupt empire was reformed from the top down by its own rulers. No federal figure is coming to save the republic. Reclaiming your sovereignty starts with one absolute tactical step: permanently evicting the savior complex. You must accept that you are the only commander of your own life. Step 2 requires anchoring your impact locally. You must shift 100% of your civic energy away from media spectacles. Build tangible community networks, support independent businesses, and show up where your influence actually matters. Finally, you must assume total command of your own domain. Treat your family, your finances, and your enterprise as an independent republic. Establish operational readiness and a moral framework that owes zero allegiance to federal oversight. True freedom is never handed down from a throne. It erupts from the bottom up when sovereign individuals refuse to be spectators and take uncompromising command of their own backyards. Stop playing the establishment's game. To get the ultimate playbook for taking command of your life today, click the link in the description to purchase Unapologetically Sovereign by Jeanette Larson from Catalyst Publications on Amazon.